everybody, thanks for joining me, and this reading is for Taurus for the 28th of January 2019, and it's a general reading, so may not suit everyone, but even if just one of these cards reflect your situation, then I'm good with that. Enjoy. Okay. Hi there, Taurus. Thanks for joining me today. And I'd just like to apologise first for the lateness of this reading for you. I realise that it's Monday already, and normally I try to get these readings out a little bit early. So thanks for bearing with me. And let's have a look at these cards. Now we have the Queen of Cups in reverse, the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and the Nine of Cups in reverse. Now these are from the bottom of the deck, so I'm going to use them to indicate, what the larger reading is going to be about. Now, are you maybe holding your emotions back a little bit? Because are you maybe prone to daydreaming, and delving into the fantasy side of life? And is it maybe becoming to the point that are you a little bit unsure about where the dream ends and reality starts? And it could be that trying to figure that out, and figure out where that line is a little bit difficult. And because of that, do you maybe just think that you're, imagining it, that you're kidding yourself, that there really isn't anything there apart from what's in your head? And moving on to the Two of Pentacles in reverse, that you don't want to be in an awkward situation, because right now you're in the middle of dreaming a little and being in reality a little. So you're in between the two different, places. And, one slip of of your concentration could make a very awkward situation indeed. Because are you maybe fantasizing about this person quite a lot without actually bringing it into the real world? So it could be that, in being in the real world with this person, that, you really are dancing with the devil, because it'll just take maybe one or two sentences that could blow all of these fantasies that you've been having into reality and into the real world, and possibly, giving you a situation where you're going to have to dance yourself out of, some emotional and social difficulties. Let's move these over to the side and see what the larger reading has to say. There we go. Now, we have the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. Now, are you doing a lot of thinking about this? And it could be that you're trying to figure out exactly where it is that you stand. Because there's so many things going on in your mind that, it seems logical to you. But Are you maybe seeking someone's advice, maybe a friend, to try and figure out what the reality of the situation is and what to do should things, be discussed further with this person? What to do if, things take a forward step? And it's something that you're going to have to figure out logically and communicate with and reason out with your friends, because I think the aim here is that you want to do the right thing. You don't want to be in a situation where things become difficult. And possibly that's why you've approached this person, because have they been in similar situations, possibly? Do they have the greater experience in, this relationship sort of setting? So it could be an unusual situation that this person is more than aware of. Now, the thing is though, is that you do have very deep feelings for this person, the focus of your attention, and you're so wanting to just dive in and, you know, live each moment. And is that possibly why you're talking this through and trying to get a reasoned head on your shoulders? Because if you do that, if you jump in to this relationship, that are you going to be extremely vulnerable? Because possibly what you expect isn't going to be something that is close to reality. Because possibly whatever this situation is one that's unfamiliar to you. And you're going to the right person to ask for advice. Now let's move on, and we have the Two of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Temperance card. Now, even though you have gained all this advice and, you've thought about it and wondered how things would work, and is it actually a real situation, and how hurt would you be if it goes wrong? So you've thought everything out, but thinking about it and making a decision on it are two different things. Because you're still conflicted about what's real and what's not. You're so caught up in daydreaming about this person that, you're still wondering whether you're being led by, your head or your heart. And you just can't seem to get to the bottom of it, because you would need to discuss this with the other person. You would need to bring it into the real world to see if it was part of the real world in the first place. Now, let's move on to the Knight of Pentacles. And here's the real world. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is about bringing something, a resource, time, friendship, money, whatever it is that you value, into the real world. And making it a practical part of your day. But the thing is that, there are still some questions, because, it could be that you're not aware of how, life is messy sometimes. And you don't know how this is going to play out. So by taking this chance and bringing it into the real world, which is something that you're thinking about, you can't really fathom how this is going to change your life. You don't know which path it's going to take. You don't know how this person that you are infatuated with is going to take it. You don't know how your friends, your family are going to take it. So there's so many unknowns and so many reactions that you just don't know which way they're going to go. So, you are wanting to bring this into reality. You're wanting to bring you and this other person together. But you're also aware that there has to be some sort of balance there. There has to be, you have to have some sort of control, self-control, or some patience, and take it slow. Now, let's move down to the next set of cards, and we have the Tower in reverse, the Eight of Pentacles, and the High Priestess in reverse. Now, even though you are, reasoning things with yourself, and you're hesitating to make the decision because you're still trying to find the reality of the situation, and you're realizing that even though, there is this attraction there, that you have to take your time, because this is going to change your world. And it could be that depending on the consequences of what's going on, that your life could be upset for, a period of time that can't be determined. And you don't really know, what's going to be said or done. So you don't know what difficulties you're going to have in making this a reality. But in moving on to the Eight of Pentacles, what you do know is that you want to move forward with it. That you want to start paying attention to the little things and being in the moment with this person, and taking each step as it comes, but building and becoming more experienced and, becoming so interwoven in this other person's life. Because with the High Priestess in reverse, finding that familiarity is something that you have a passion for. It's something that you really want, because with the High Priestess in reverse, you're still you're still new to whatever this, friendship or relationship is. And even though, you have jumped head first into this, you really don't know the person, and you don't know what is behind his thinking or her thinking, and you still don't know what the consequences will be, and what this other person's plans are, because they may not be the same as yours. And that's probably the best reason to take it slow and just find out about all of these things. Now, let's move on to the next set of cards. And we have the Ace of Cups in reverse, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and the Knight of Wands. That's not true. we have the Ace of Cups in reverse, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands in reverse. That's better. Right then. Now, are you maybe worried that in getting to know this person and in moving forward with your friendship or relationship, and really seeing, the depths of the person, that, it's not going to work out the way you think? That when you get to really know the person, that there isn't going to be the connection that you thought? And even though, your whole world appears to be this person at the minute, because you've just dove head over feet into your emotions for that person, but you don't know them, and there's so many different ways that this could play out, that, even though you may have made a move forward, are you still questioning what you're following, your heart or your head? Because you don't want to be rejected. You don't want to, go into a situation where you're going to get to know each other and, it's not going to be what you thought, and then you'd have to, part ways. And then moving on to the next card, because I'm saying because quite a lot, aren't I? I'm sorry. The connection there is what you want. You're looking for this loving, harmonious life with someone that, you want to live your life with. You want to plan a future with. And you want to build a stable family and have love in abundance. You don't want to have everything ripped apart. You want this love, you want this future in the real world. Now, the thing is though, is that you really do need to practice restraint. Find a place where you can just take your emotions down a little bit. Find your patience. Find your self-control. Because if you get to the point where you just want everything now, you want this wonderful life now, that, it could be the beginnings of the end. It could create so many arguments because you're trying to bring everything together. You're trying to unify. But this card here is about breaking apart and bullying, and it's the polar opposite. So there is some caution here that, you should really be taking advice on. Reason everything out before you dive in and make the decision. Think ahead. Let's have a look at these other cards. And we had the Queen of Cups in reverse. We had the Two of Pentacles in reverse. And the Nine of Cups in reverse. Now, You've wanted this person for so long. They've been in your dreams night after night, and it's almost real. But the thing is that you know it's a fantasy. You know that that is not realistic, and you're trying to defend yourself a little bit by not acknowledging that this is how you feel, because you don't want awkward situations. You don't want to be in a situation where you're having to do a lot of fancy footwork to get out of a situation that could be extremely embarrassing. And so because of that, are you maybe putting a pin in it? Are you maybe just having this fantasy night after night and putting a pin in it when reality sets in? Okay, I'm going to leave it there. And, as always, even if just one of these cards, you know, bring a spotlight to the question that you've had in coming to this reading today, then, that is what this is about. It's about helping people to think about things differently or more in depth, and to help people to make more planned, knowledgeable decisions, because that's the way happiness lies. All right, have a fantastic week, and I hope that something in here has, helped you with whatever it is that you're looking for an answer for. Take care, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye, Taurus.